Trucker Dave here, and today we're going to be talking about maintenance. One of the things that people always seem to forget is that washing your vehicle is also proper maintenance. I recommend doing a hand wash at least once every 2 to 3 months. That way you can get familiar with all the imperfections in your paint, the dings, the dents, and know where everything is, and it'll also keep an eye out for potential trouble spots, and I'm going to show you some of those. One of the potential trouble spots you can have is things such as this, like your trim coming loose. This needs to be reattached or replaced, but I would have never known it had I not been out being very familiar with the ins and outs of this vehicle. You know, and this can be the same way on your own personal vehicle also. Another trouble spots is headlights. With these new headlights that are not sealed beam like the old ones, you have to make sure that moisture is not getting in them. Moisture in them can damage the headlight and destroy it, and it can create a lot of other problems too. Make sure it's not clouding up. You know, if it's clouding up, you're going to want to figure out how to either replace this or repair this piece so you can get a lot more life out of it. This is a prime example of what happens when your tires get a little worn, but here's a side-by-side comparison of what an underinflated tire will do versus a properly inflated tire. This tire was run a little underinflated. See how it's worn out compared to the tire right next to it, who's got a lot more life left into it. These tires were both put on the truck at the same exact time. If you noticed, there's a little bit of oil coming out of here, and you can see it right here. We're gonna pop this cover off and see what's underneath. I have a good idea what the problem is, and I'm gonna show you guys something to look for when you have things like wheel covers on your vehicle. Once we pop this wheel cover off, we notice that everything around the bolts is dry along with the back. What's wet is this little, there's a little crosshatch here. What that is a vent tube. When these things get hot, if they've been overfilled, they will push oil out this center hole and creating a mess. So this is something to be mindful of. I'll have to wipe this up, but it's good to know that the hub itself is not leaking, but somebody overfilled this at one time. So I'll have to correct that. With the advent of LED technology, a lot of things have changed when it's come to tail lights and indicators. It's important to keep an eye on your tail lights, especially with the LEDs like I have here, and your tag light. Your tag light is a favorite for cops. Make sure that's always functional and proper. And your LEDs, if you start having the little diodes start going out and it's getting to where, you know, you've got 3 or 4 of them that aren't working, go ahead and replace that, because it's going to go out regardless. I know we haven't dived in too deep about general maintenance, but most people really aren't that deep anyways. Get your car serviced, change your oil regularly, check your oil regularly. If you know your car doesn't use any oil, still check it, because eventually it will, and you want to be the first one to know, not the last. Make sure you get it lubricated. You know, cars these days are, I'm not gonna say they're self-lubricating, but a lot of the lubrication is internal, but there's still things that you need to have checked and maintained on a regular basis. There's still parts that have a service life that are required to be changed, or it's suggested that they're changed at a particular mileage. These are important things to know when servicing your automobile. Engine maintenance is vitally important because it'll tell you a lot of things. Sometimes it creeps up like this. Sometimes it gives you little or no warning. Sometimes it gives you a lot of warning. You'll get a tick, a click, a rattle, a clunk, or any number of assorted noises. It's important to pay heed to these and identify the cause of it, because They'll tell you a lot about the function of your vehicle and the function of your engine, you know, and it'll let you know whether it's important or whether it's not. Now, I'm not saying you have to run off to the mechanic shop every time something a little minor happens, but it is good to be mindful. And if you're unsure, go seek out a professional or someone who knows what they're doing, because that can tell you a lot, and it can save you a lot of pain later on. Well, I hope this video has been moderately informative. I know there's not a whole lot of substance here, but hopefully it'll give you an idea on a direction to go when doing proper maintenance on your own automobile. And, well, this is me, and thanks for watching.